Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking today at a book from Edward Elgar. It's called The Law and Economics of Innovation, and we've given it a title, Innovation Law, a New Field for the Future, and a question mark. Do have a look at the review we've written on the web and in the journals. The book's been edited by Eli Salzberger, and this is the book here. It's a heavy book. The front cover, the side, and then some comments on the back. It's the Economic Approaches to Law series by Edward Elgar Publishing. I'm very pleased with the book myself. It's basically extracts, again, compilations from various extremely worthy publications. I particularly liked some of the fashion stuff, which I thought was very good, because we're looking at innovation. You get all sorts of interesting pictures. The front of the book is certainly worth reading because you've got a list of all of the publications and you've got a very useful introduction from Salzberger. Anyway, let me just tell you a little bit about what we say. The book's very heavy, as I say. It's running to something approaching nearly, well, 850 odd pages. But what we say is this: innovation, the continuing search for the new and commercially viable, is a prime mover in robust economics. Makes sense in this day and age to have a bit of innovation to assist with the GDP and everything else. Countries which don't innovate either stagnate or imitate. The more active and forward-looking generally attempt the latter, often quite successfully. But fundamentally, it's innovation which keeps markets and economics moving. So we need to look at the legal framework here of how it's done. And the book is an overview of the most significant and seminal articles and essays on the law and economics of innovation. And it's worth noting, says Salzberger, that this is a real challenge because there's no established legal branch of innovation law as such. Neither is there apparently an agreed upon theory of innovation. So we're breaking new ground. However, if anything points the way to such an eventuality, it's this book. The book itself can be described as a compendium of 22 articles, all, we would say, judiciously selected from such massively important institutions, publications and publishers like the Columbia Law Review, Blackwell's OUP, and so on. The articles are grouped logically into 6 subject areas to constitute these 6 parts of the book. And the bulk of it focuses on the economics of innovation, then goes on to explore such topics as intellectual property, IP, antitrust, torts and regulation. And the latter includes an interesting article on the role of the FDA in innovation. Of even more popular interest should be the intellectual property article in the Virginia Law Review, which I've just shown you, which looks at the piracy paradox, primarily in the fashion industry, and we notice some of the pictures actually in the book. A well-known example is the formerly ubiquitous Ugg boot, which is on page 529, which is frequently pirated as a product, and it quickly morphed from hot item to history in about 2 years. That gives you an idea of the time frame on this. Let me conclude by saying we've tried to indicate this is a book which covers a broad range of issues. I think it's a bit of a groundbreaker personally, because we're moving ahead quite rapidly. It's a fascinating and topical area, targeted mainly at law and economics students and scholars. It should be, I think, of interest to the commercial world, to corporate and IP laws, as well as economic theorists. It's extensively footnoted, and as to be expected in any compilation from Elgar. But I'd like to thank everybody very much indeed for the work they put into this, because it opens up many avenues for further research and is, of course, an innovation in itself. So thank you all for producing something which I'm sure is going to be around for a long time to come. Bye-bye.